This guy's so weird. I've only seen him for like 5 minutes now, and oh my god, this guy's the most weirdest guy I've ever seen. I think this guy is really smart. On the other hand, he could be really, really dumb and coincidentally lucky. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Monster Energy. Get yours now, only for $9.99. Monster Truck Tuesdays. Episode 40, by the way, of Monster, yes? Previously on Monster, Lunge was doing Lunge things, but there was progress. You know, he finally seemingly maybe kind of somewhat a little bit maybe thought about Johan and not Tenma for once. But, you know, that's, you know, it is what it is. Fairy Tale Village, 3 frogs, and a bridge. People kept saying that. They don't know what the fuck any of that means. But here we are. But the most important thing that happened last episode was the fact, the revelation that the mother of the twins is supposedly alive. Now, the information comes from Schubalt, which on one hand you may ask, like, how is he so sure? On the other hand, dude's super rich, and he, you know, just in general, probably has a lot of connections. So it is understandable to think that maybe he has information and connections that normal people just would not have. I think this information is trustworthy, but we shall see in episode 40. Let's go.
Just run. You have to go. The police are on their way. But I can't do it.
You have to go. The ice cream truck is gonna leave any second.
Give me the message. The mother of those same twins is still alive in Prague.
Very, very interesting. So, what do I think? What do I think the 3 frogs might be? I actually think, and I'm not sure, but this is just my prediction, okay? When I think 3 frogs and a bridge, right, and a fairy tale village, I'm imagining a village that has kind of like a, maybe like a, I don't know, like a little stone bridge over like a waterway or something leading into the village. And I think that there are 3 frogs, like stone frogs, on the railing of the bridge, or like maybe like at one of the corners. You know, there's like stone statues or something like that, like 3 frogs, right? I'm thinking that the 3 frogs are some sort of landmark somewhere. Because I don't see what 3 frogs would mean otherwise. It has to be something that exists. Man. You know, I wondered, back in the day, right? Back in the olden days, okay? You know, when you were a child, right? And you walked, whether it was to school or to your home, from school, and you look up, right? And you see a pair of sneakers or something hanging from the goddamn, you know, the electrical wires, right? Like, I'm sure everybody, every one of us has experienced that, where you see just a pair of sneakers or shoes just hanging up there. I'm sure every one of us has seen one such scenario, and I've always wondered, how did they get up there? Like, obviously someone must have thrown them up there, but like, why, right? Why and how? And who? Well, now we know. A bunch of snot-nosed brats. Fucking goddamn asshole brats. Goddamn children.
Did you find some of the
Wait. Was there a title to this episode? Grimmer. The fuck does that mean?
So, Mr. Grimmer, have any luck?
Oh,
Did you
name.
find some of the information you were looking for?
I thank you for this opportunity, Principal.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Frankly, I'm surprised you have even this much left.
The voice actor is too well known
of
and
course,
good
you're quite correct.
for this guy to be a random guy.
Fell, all
Obviously, because he's also in the title of the episode.
Practices disappeared forever. You know, I feel quite sure that the children in the orphanages of the old East Germany were victims of physical and mental abuse. But of course, the real challenge here is actually finding any written records to prove my thoughts are true. In the midst of all of the orphanages that took care of these children, there was one special orphanage run by the
Kinderheim.
Affairs Ministry. Apparently,
Kinderheim.
and these inhumane personality corrections took place in that one particular
Kinderheim.
Anyhow, that's what I want to find out, in as much detail as possible.
My, that's a tedious task, huh?
It is, isn't it?
There's not much information to share. Most of those involved have passed away, kept silent, or they're leading new lives.
Listen, there's a real possibility Mr. Schnurr terrorized children while he worked in East Germany, so I'd be a little more cautious.
That's one way to say it. Almost bit my tongue. Actually, considering that all kind of called Kinderheim, is that a German word for something, or is it just a name? Because I think it's a German word, probably, right? I mean, probably like a orphanage or something, like in Germany, in German. I mean, I don't know, right? I don't know. I just don't think they would be named Kinderheim, as in like some sort of as like a name, right? And then they would name them like Kinderheim 511, Kinderheim 487. You know, I don't think they would do that, right? So I'm guessing Kinderheim is a word in German or something. I could look it up myself, but you know, I'm not going to.
I worked as a reporter for a newspaper in Leipzig.
Well, I never expected a human rights advocate like you to be from the Eastern Bloc.
This guy, why is he smiling and laughing?
The world as a special overseas news correspondent.
I suspect him. I suspect anyone who smiles unnecessarily.
Do you understand? I used to be a spy.
Until you took an arrow to the knee. Yes, we know. We know.
Where are you heading to next?
Oh, to the Czech Republic. On to Prague. Thank you for all your help, Principal.
Interesting. Who is this guy? And why is he on this trail? And why is he now going to Prague? Dresden, eh? Is Tenma and Carl... Are they still there? Are they still together? I don't think they would be, right?
Second, sir?
Of course. What is it?
I'm kind of in a fix. You see, I have a big problem. My briefcase that had my passport in it was stolen just a while ago.
Your passport was stolen. That really is a big problem.
I turned around and it was gone. I'm on my way to see my younger sister who lives in Vienna. Only yesterday,
Let me guess.
I got a phone call saying...
Let me guess. Before we even hear what he's going to say, let me guess. Either one of your family members, was in an accident and they were pushed to the hospital and they are in critical condition or something, right? Or maybe like your wife is about to give birth or something, and you know it's a very 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 urgent situation, right? This is such a classic scam. This is such a classic con. Okay, if you're ever in this position, don't ever fall for this shit. It is so stupid and it's so obvious. Now granted, sometimes, yes, I'm not saying that this can't happen for real, but this is such a classic con.
She suddenly collapsed.
She collapsed.
There, of course.
Find a way
Yep.
to get there as soon as possible. Where are the police? Maybe they can help you.
Oh, yeah. I already talked to them. The bigger problem is my poor
Right.
sister doesn't have any money for a doctor.
Oh, no.
Right. The thing is, I don't understand this guy. either he is the absolute, like, kindest person in the fucking world, or and also at the same time the most naive, or he is secretly a serial killer. Didn't he say he was a spy? There's no way he would fall for shit like this.
Oh, that's gotta be the worst news yet.
And to top things off, my stolen briefcase had my wallet in it too.
Sure, of course.
I know I
Oh
can't go,
no!
if I could at least find a way to wire some
Oh,
money to my sister, she
boo-hoo.
could get some medical attention. But now it's looking like I can't even do that.
So, just how much do you need?
Oh, no. You don't need to help out, honest.
Here, I'm just sorry I don't have more to give you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That is the
No,
most...
Kristen. I
The thing
swear
is,
that I'll pay-
if he was like a spy, he knows exactly what's going on, most likely. But he seems like he doesn't care. You know? Like, if you have nothing to lose, it's like, even if this guy is yapping, right? If he's just a con man trying to scam people, it's like, who cares? You know? That's the feeling this guy is giving off. Someone who is smart, realizes immediately what's going on, but still plays along because, I mean, he has nothing to lose. He doesn't care that this guy is scamming him. And it's like, hey, if this guy isn't scamming him, then he helped him out. If he is, whatever, I don't care about the money anyway. Right? That's what it feels like.
Just write down the address where you want me to send the check.
That's all right. No need to repay me. Just see that your sister gets the
See?
help she needs.
Exactly.
God
It's like, I don't know, it's like he doesn't give a shit. Like, he's so detached almost.
He was lying. His story was just a scam.
A scam?
That guy works this train station all the time looking for suckers like you. I can't believe you got fooled by that hustler.
Or maybe he's just stupid. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows indeed. Why are you pulling your bag in that way? Just push it. Oh my god. Oh, dude. You know you can just angle it differently, right? Like, my
I didn't
god.
think it was gonna make it for a sec. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
This guy's so weird. I've only seen him for like 5 minutes now, and oh my god, this guy's the most weirdest guy I've ever seen.
Hey, thanks again for earlier. You mind if I sit here?
No, go ahead.
So, where are you headed?
God damn it. The reason I'm laughing is because that is the exact same thing that I was thinking in my head at the time. That question that he asked. So, where are you headed? Because I was like, I was watching him sit down in the chair, right? And I was like, okay, if I was in this position, what would I say to the person across from me? And I was like, I would probably ask them where they're headed. And then they did. It's like, I mean, I guess it is, right? It's the most, like, neutral question you can ever ask on like public transport. So where are you headed?
I'm guessing you're Japanese, am I right? Konnichiwa.
Domo. I am Japanese guy.
I visited Japan
Yes.
a couple of times. Oh, and there were these robots. My son would have loved it if I'd brought back a plastic model toy.
Oh, and then there were these
Your son now?
sexy anime girls. Yes.
Gone. My son died.
Like I said, I think that's what it is, right? He's so, I guess, given up on caring about life that he just, you know, he just doesn't care about pretty much anything.
Passport check. If you would present your passport.
Oh,
Probably, you know, spent his whole life being a spy, and his son died.
Look, there's the Elba River.
It hasn't been very good, sir.
Huh, is that so? 'Cause last year I caught a trout this big on that river.
That wouldn't happen this year. Dankeschön, sir.
I think this guy is really smart. On the other hand, he could be really, really dumb and coincidentally lucky. But I think he's very smart. I think he knows. Once he saw his face, because look, if I'm not, like, maybe I'm just imagining the fact that he said he was a spy. But if he's a spy, he's probably reading the newspaper all the time. And the second he saw Tenma, he probably recognized him and knows exactly who he is, and most likely is now helping him out. Like, I think he knows exactly what he's doing, but it is also true, I think, that he doesn't care because he lost his son, or whatever, you know?
He's on to the fact that was a fake passport you just showed him. You need to get moving. Right now, Dr. Tenma.
Yep.
How is it that you
Fucking
know
knew it.
That's not important. What does matter here is that the border police have realized your passport's a fake, and I'm sure they're on their way. So you need to get out of here right now, Dr. Tenma.
I called it. It's like he's too like wishy-washy, you know? Like any character that seems to have no, how do I say this? No urgency to anything. It feels like they always are. They're always smarter than they let on.
Do you know where that other man went? Answer me!
Huh?
There was an Asian man who was sitting with you in this compartment.
Yeah, you're right. Well, maybe he got hungry and went to the dining car.
He's loose on this train.
What's wrong?
Stop this train immediately!
Well, that's stupid. You know, they didn't show it, but you want to know what really happened, probably? There's no way he jumped off of a speeding train. Let's be honest here. So most likely, what most likely happened is that he opened the door to make people think that he jumped out. In reality, he like hid in the next car or something. And then they stop the train, they go out of the train to search for him, and then he slips out. But, I mean, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe he did just jump off.
They're not chasing us. They're searching the other way. Since the train was stopped, I figured I should get off. Oh, I guess I forgot to introduce myself, Doctor. My name's Grimmer. I thought you might need some guidance, Dr. Tenma, so if you'd like, I could show you the way to the border.
You know what I'm thinking? This guy, like, you can tell that this guy is skilled, right? And what I'm hoping, I don't think this is gonna happen, but I'm hoping that this guy is gonna become another ally. Because, like, as great as Tenma is, right, he's not as smart as Johan, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I do love me some, like, Death Note level shit, where two very smart characters are trying to mind game each other. Like, I love that shit, right? And I feel like this guy could be our fucking, you know, L, I guess you could say.
Grimmer, why did you help me anyway?
Huh? Oh. Well, you see, I worked for a newspaper company in East Germany, but now I'm doing my own thing as a freelance journalist. I've read every article about you I could find, and I have to admit I find you very interesting. Being falsely accused of crimes was a part of everyday life in East Germany. Seeing that happen all the time, you got to have a pretty good eye for spotting who was guilty and who was innocent. And I'd say you're innocent. Does that sound about right, Dr. Tenma?
Listen, do me a favor and stop calling me doctor.
Huh? But Dr. Tenma, you're one of the world's most brilliant neurosurgeons. Aren't you proud of that?
I am no longer a doctor.
I think we've earned a well-deserved break for lunch. Would you care to join me for a sandwich? It'll be easier and safer trying to cross the border after dark.
God damn, those look good.
This is just
Oh,
the best.
hang on. I want to see. Oh, man. I need to elevate my sandwich game. God. I really need to elevate my sandwich game. Fuck, man. My sandwiches usually consist of bread, butter, slice of ham and cheese. And that's it.
I must admit, I have a profound respect for you doctors. Journalists like myself serve to entertain people, and hopefully my readers feel happier to be alive after reading my articles. But what you do, that's powerful. You literally give people life.
But I shot a man, and I did it on purpose.
Actually, okay, so problem. I was not recording the episode this entire time, apparently, because I had switched some audio settings last time I recorded. So accidentally, I noticed right now that I didn't record any of the episode audio. So that's a problem. I can still fix it in post, which I probably have. If you're watching this, let me go back.
I think he probably died. It happened last month in Munich. It's the first time I shot someone. I think he probably died. My hands were trembling so much I couldn't aim. I didn't think I'd really be able to do it. But after I shot him, my hands stopped trembling. And now, I know that I have to shoot another man. I have to stop a man that's pure evil.
That's very interesting, because, I mean, it makes sense, right? The first kill, or the first shot, is always the hardest, unfortunately. Or maybe, fortunately, actually. Prevents people from killing other people so easily. It makes sense, you know, that the shaking would stop, because once you know, pull the trigger, you realize how easy it was. And then you're, like, because at first you're shaking because you're afraid. But once you take the step forward, you realize, oh, it was easy.
One thing is for certain. I'm no doctor.
When I see the Elba River, I think of how I'd give anything to change the past. Yeah, I would have made it different, so I could have shared the joy of fishing here with my son.
What was he like, your little boy?
You can catch a trout this big in that river. My poor son died without me ever sharing the pleasures of the outdoors with him. What makes me the saddest is feeling that his life could have been saved if a doctor like you had been there for him. The other side of that mountain is the Czech border. Follow the forest path past there and you'll hit a road where you might be able to get a ride. As for me, I'm heading back to the train station now.
Thank you, Mr. Grimmer. I never would have made it this far without you helping me.
I truly wish you the best of luck, Dr. Tenma. Say, if we meet again, let's plan for another great picnic, all right? Hey, Dr. Tenma. Everyone in this world carries around their own sins, and they never go away. But that doesn't change the fact that we do what we must.
Precisely. We do what we must. I'm actually kind of glad that finally Tenma meets someone who doesn't just go, "Oh, don't kill anybody, you're a good man." You know, like, kind of would like to meet someone who gives the opposite opinion of like, hey, if you gotta do sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Excuse me, do you mind if I sit here?
Suit yourself.
I must say, I'm completely captivated by this city. You're Mr. Pedrov, right? You bought your Russian citizenship, and now here you are, living in Prague. There was this very special orphanage located in East Berlin, right? It was more of a laboratory, really, where experiments were conducted on children's personalities.
He's not going around killing these men, is he? For revenge? Because his child was abused or something?
It was called 511 Kinderheim, and you were the director there, Mr. Biermann. Just what were you trying to achieve in those experiments? Back in East Berlin. At 511 Kinderheim. Care to explain it to me?
Shit. I mean, this guy... I don't know what to make of him. He seems... I mean, he definitely seems like a spy. If what he said was true, then, yeah, I mean... He seems like a very good ally to have. I'm not really sure how far this guy is going to go, though. Mr. Grimmer. He's definitely more capable than he lets on, obviously, but he seems almost too basic in his design, I mean. And because of that, I'm thinking he may be very capable. He may be like a short-term, very capable character that might get killed or something. I don't really know exactly, but it's almost like he's too capable, you know? Like he's almost too good. Almost. Kind of. Granted, we haven't seen him do much, but, you know, he's kind of investigating 511 Kinderheim, and he's seemingly very good at tracking people down. You know, he immediately recognized Tenma. He also recognized that Tenma's not a bad guy. It's like he's almost too good to be true. That's why I'm thinking he's not going to stick around for too long. Could be one of those things where he's going to stay for like a couple of episodes and then either he dies or he ends up killing this guy or someone else because he wants revenge for children being, you know, abused, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we shall see. I do hope this episode is going to be fine, considering the fact that I wasn't recording the episode audio that whole time. But I'm sure I can fix it in post, probably, hopefully. In any case, I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you in episode 41 of The Monster.